If you think working in a 9 to 5 is going to help you become rich, you're in for a rude awakening. And I'm going to give you the reasons why most people stuck in a 9 to 5 remain broke. But I'm also going to give you some tips in terms of how you can start looking at a way to get out of it so you don't depend on just a 9 to 5 income. So let's start with a couple of reasons as to why most people remain broke being in a 9 to 5. First is what I refer to as a promised land. That essentially means a hefty retirement paycheck, where serving a company for a particular number of years means that you'll probably get a good retirement amount by the time that's done. The reality is that as time goes on, the amount that it gets in terms of your investment will be compared against inflation. And if your inflation level is higher as the years go on, in real terms, your retirement savings means nothing. The second reason is most people are feeling the safety aspect is going to matter to them. So this is something I can relate to because staying in a 9 to 5 means that I have something that is coming in monthly, knowing that there's some form of security. Now that's another lie because as we've seen most recently in the number of years where economies have changed, there's been booms and busts. A lot of jobs have been lost. There's been recessions. There's been situations where there have been retrenchments. And this is something I've personally experienced myself. So from that day onwards, I knew that a job security meant nothing in today's times. So what also starts happening is a lot of people sort of rely on the month-to-month sort of income basis where they're living paycheck to paycheck, not really getting value in terms of growth from the income. I mean, if you consider increases on a yearly basis and you think that is significant growth, then you're living in a delusional world because essentially you're thinking you're getting something that is of value. But reality is whatever increases you get really mean nothing when compared to the inflation factor. So the third sort of reason why most people remain in this is because they just don't consider options when it comes to building additional income, either doing a side hustle, an online business. But what I'm going to do is break it down for you in terms of some simple steps that you can take to get started, even if you're still working at your 9 to 5, so that you get to a point where essentially you'll be able to make a decision to quit your 9 to 5 and not make an immediate decision, but a decision that perhaps maybe after a couple of years, in some cases a couple of months, where you know you build financial freedom. So the first suggestion is to really look at something that allow you to start very easily without spending a lot of time, which doesn't require you to have a lot of skills. And when I say skills, essentially building up systems, but something that is ready-made for you to start working on. And if you've watched any of my previous videos or you're watching this video for the very first time on my channel, you will know, for instance, there's a concept called affiliate marketing. Now, very briefly to explain what affiliate marketing is, it's essentially where you take an existing product or service that is owned by a company or someone else. They've built out a platform for it or a system for it that will allow you to basically promote that product or service. So you act as an affiliate. And from there, essentially, when you make a sale from their product or service, you obviously will earn a commission. Now, this is a method that a lot of companies are employing because they realize that when it comes to marketing and advertising, it is something that is a lot more cost efficient for them, where they can have thousands of affiliates obviously promoting their product or service. So this is one way where you can easily start building some kind of side hustle. And if you're not sure how to start, I would recommend looking at a blueprint that I've provided here or the link that I've provided below, and that can help you get started, where essentially you don't really have to put in a lot of investment. When I say investment, buying into something that's relating to marketing, you can promote something without ads, just using social media. That brings me to the next part when it comes to actually promotions. Now, obviously with the advent of AI, there's a lot of different tools you can use that can make things a lot more effective. So one way where you can effectively promote, let's say, a product or a service as an affiliate marketer is essentially where you can use AI to build out videos. And I know a lot of people are sort of fearful of going on video because they're not comfortable, which I completely understand. When I first started out with videos, it was something I found extremely uncomfortable. But as I've built my confidence over time doing videos, it's something that comes secondhand to me. But for someone that is just starting out, where again, you don't have a lot of time because you're busy in a 9 to 5, but you can spare maybe 1 to 2 hours a day, what you essentially need to do is use AI to create topics around certain videos that might be related to a product or service that you want to promote. And basically, AI can obviously generate certain videos for you. And I can recommend some tools below for you that you can actually check out that will actually help you build out videos quite easily. Now, as you do this over time, it's important to understand that this is a process. So, this is not something where you're looking to get rich overnight. But if you apply yourself consistently and you do this almost, let's say, 4 to 5 days a week, and you're putting the right type of content where you're starting to attract, let's say, interested people, followers, even potentially leads, that'll essentially pay off in the long run. And when I say the long run, I've seen situations where basically people have started producing, 4 or 5 figure incomes in 5 to 6 months. Now, this really depends on your efforts. So again, as a disclaimer, it just depends on how productive you are as a person. But this lays a foundation for you to start building some way of some kind of passive income. When I say passive income, essentially it means having systems in place, and these are systems that are pre-built for you where you don't really have to do any of the building. This includes also setting up like email follow-ups with prospects or leads. So once that's in place, and all you're really doing is doing the sort of marketing using the methods that I've explained earlier, all you really need to do is just keep doing that. And as time goes on, you will build up a base of potential prospects, leads, or followers that will be interested in what you're offering. And from there, obviously, if you're promoting, for example, an affiliate product or a service, then you will start earning commission, and that builds up over time. Then that brings me to the next point, which is around building multiple income streams. This is something I've started putting in place ever since I found an effective way to start using affiliate marketing, and I started making money from affiliate marketing. I now promote basically between 3 to 5 income streams, but that's because now I've built the experience for me to obviously get to a point where I can obviously start earning passive income. So this is kind of a methodology that if you're someone that's in a 9 to 5, you're extremely busy, but you also know that you cannot rely on a 9 to 5 income or remain broke being in a 9 to 5. And there's a big lie about, being stuck in a 9 to 5. This is a sort of way where you can start building out slowly and lay the foundation for you to create passive income. And again, if you're not sure where to start when it comes to building a business, I suggest looking at the link that's provided below again, or in the comments, and also look at some of the resources and tools that I provided to help you get going. And if you also want to get in touch with me and you want to kind of get an understanding of how I could possibly help you, drop me a comment and we can connect and see if there's something where I can help you with.